want to welcome y'all to Tonedeftestimonies. Yeah, let's get it. Straight out the gate, it's time to separate. When the work is this hot, you can't wait till it bakes. When you're known to call shots, it's red dots to the face. A marathon, not a race, when you hear the trail blaze. Unfazed, I'm attacking airwaves. I ignite the nights, making waves in the bay. I'm the mouth of the South, what more can I say? I don't hesitate, cause I just elevate. This is my moment to shine, I'm a component of life. And if you're not about that grind, you're an opponent of mine. I put it all on the line, in pursuit of my prime. I stand tall on my stance, there ain't no stopping my stride. Ain't nothing phony or fake, ain't in this game for the fame. I'm in this thing for the change, impacting lives on the way. Bringing life to the stories, giving God all the glory. Through the shine and the gory, Tone Deaf Testimonies. Yeah, this is when we get real. This is when we get to learn more. This is when we get to dive deeper. This is that real. This is that authentic. This is that genuine. This is Tone Deaf Testimonies. All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm Tone Capone. I'm the host of Waves of the Bay every Saturday night on 88.5 out here in Tampa Bay. Shout out to DJ Spaceship, my partner in crime. I'm also the host of Ignite the Night, a performance-based series out here in Tampa, Florida. It's been going for 6+ years, so I'm proud of that one right there. And this man right here has actually played a vital role in what we do with Ignite the Night and on Waves of the Bay too, man. And like just as an overall person, like I really fucks with you, dog. So I really wanted to have you on the Tone Deaf Testimonies, and you're actually my third guest on here. So I want to say thank you for taking time out for talking to me tonight, and introduce everybody to Brixton Bang is who we got here right on the line, man. Brix, what's good with you, bro?
What's good, man? What's popping?
Man, it's good to see you, man. It's been a minute, dog.
Too, man. I know this whole COVID pandemic life got us all doing other things, you know?
This thing crazy, man, because what's really wild about it, like I remember back in, it was March. It was right when everything started to hit the fan, and it's like, all right, are we going to do this last event or are we not going to do it? And we did it, thankfully, but we haven't done a live event in like 7 months since then, and we actually had that producer event planned for April, so we had to go ahead and adjust on the fly. We ended up doing that virtually, which was kind of cool.
But it was cool though. I liked it. Yeah, it was real fun, man. Yeah, I did too. I can see me doing that again, bro. That was real fun.
I think we need to. I have a lot of people asking about it. I have a lot of people asking for producers. So as a producer, let's go ahead and just let's start with this, man, because you wear a lot of hats, man. Like for real, you're like a Renaissance man almost. So as a producer, like how does doing events like that with other producers make you feel?
I love it. Like I love being able to like do music with other people. I love being in the studio with other producers. You know, it's just, to me, it's like the energy gets up when you have other producers with you. You know, it's like you guys kind of like vibe off each other, and you want everybody to succeed. You know, you want to hear, like when I go to these competitions, I know I'm like about to battle another guy, but deep down inside, I want to hear his beats. Like I want to hear other people's music. I want to see what they've been doing. Like I'm always wanting to hear other people's music. You know, like I love seeing, you know, what they got going on. You know, that's just who I am.
That's the thing I like about y'all producers out here, though. You guys are pretty tight knit. It's like a family feel. So like when we do like beat battles and stuff like that, like you guys are like all family, man. It's like you're battling your cousin or your older brother. You know, you're trying to get that respect. You know.
And it can feel like that way sometimes too, when you're battling like, you know, somebody you're really cool with. You're like, whoa, you know, it's like I got to beat you, but we cool, you know.
Right. You got to talk about this shit at Thanksgiving, man. You're gonna have to hear about this shit, bro.
Facts,
hey, you remember that one time I whooped that ass?
Yep. Remember that one time I shut it down? And everybody was like, "You need to walk home." Yep.
Nah, man, for real though. Like Tampa Bay has like some of the most amazing producers like you can find, man. Like I love it because like you guys are all right there. You're all accessible. You're all pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? But for you in particular, man, like I feel like your sound is just like, I don't know. You make me want to rap again, man. Like that's how your beats come off, though. Like them shits is hard as fuck. So like even like the intro to the Tone Deaf Testimonies, like that's you right there. And I had to flip that up from what I did with the Saturday Night Shutdown. You know, for the little bit of time we were part of that. Because that beat is just so raw. It's like, man, I had to use that shit for something. So thank you for
for producing the intro to the Tone Deaf Testimonies.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Thank you for allowing me to do so. Appreciate that. Thank you.
No, your production is just ridiculous. So, like, when you go into like doing production or like going to doing a beat, like, what's your mindset?
So my mindset, I wish would change, because a lot of times my mindset is to make the hardest beat I can make. And a lot of times I need to stop that, because I know a lot of people want R&B beats and other genres, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's the Chicago in me. I just want to make the hardest beat I can make when I get in the studio or when I'm on my laptop. That's always been my main objective. But sometimes they come out real smooth, but I always just want that hard ass beat. I can't help it. Like, I love
Maybe
a
that's
beat.
what I appreciate about you so much, man. Because that shit.
Dude, I grew up in the era where people had big ass subwoofers hanging out the trunk of the car. So, you know what I'm saying? That made me want to, like, that's why I want my bass and kicks to hit hard, because I'm imagining a dude in a caddy with the subwoofer out and can't close the trunk because it's that big. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm from that spot, you know?
I love it, man. I love it. How did you get down to Tampa?
So my girl moved down to Tampa, and I followed her.
Okay.
You know, so I had in Chicago, I wasn't doing much of anything but regular job stuff.
How long has it been since you've been in Tampa now?
I've been here over 15.
Okay.
Yeah. All
right. Damn, y'all been here that long. Okay.
Yeah, because I think I moved out here when I was maybe 22, 23, I want to say. So I've been out here for a good minute, you know? Yeah.
You said in Chicago you wasn't really up to much.
No, Chicago, I mean, you know, I did some freelance stuff. Chicago was like, my day job was a banker. So that was, to put an artist in that job. Yeah, bro, that was rough, man. But I mean, I did my side stuff. Like, I DJ'd in Chicago, you know, for a little bit. And then I transitioned to DJ to here a little bit too. And I was working for my dad, who owned the internet company. Okay. So I was doing stuff for him, like websites and things like that. And then she moved out here to Tampa. So I was like, I had to find, you know, you had to find it. I didn't want to move without a job. Because one thing is, like, I didn't want to sponge off of her.
You already know.
I got to find a job. Like, I can't do that. So luckily enough, I just sent my resume to everybody I could think of. But I didn't want to send my resume to a bank. I didn't want to work a bank anymore. I figured, like, now the time where it's either I'm going to be able to do this and make money on design, or I'm not. So then I was able to get a job where I worked for an entertainment company doing design work. And it just so happened that they had contracts with Buccaneer players who just won the Super Bowl. So I did all that stuff for them. I was doing stuff for, like, Warren Sapp, Simeon Rice, and all those, and Derek Brooks. I was creating all their brands.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, it was just weird how I just, like, happened to, because the owner of the company was from Chicago too. So it was kind of like, you know, he's giving me a shot. So that was like my first job in Tampa. And I was like hopping with superstars. It was weird. Like,
ain't Simeon Rice from Chicago too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought so, man. Let me give you a crazy story, man. Just some coincidental. All right, yeah. You telling some shit. Let me tell you some shit too, man. This is Tone Deaf Testimonies. Talk with Bricks right here, man.
Yeah, doing this.
Back in what was his rookie year? 96, I think it was, for Warren Sapp. I had Warren Sapp's rookie jersey. So I'm rocking the jersey in the middle of Kansas in the Warren Sapp jersey. And people, like, I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan through and through. But I rock with the Bucks, though. Like, the Bucks are my second team. I've been here 14 years. You know what I'm saying? And as long as they're not playing the Chiefs, it's all day. You know, when the Chiefs come to town, then I'm with the Chiefs. But, you know, just thinking about that, like, way back in 96, I had a Warren Sapp rookie jersey. And the night I got my ass whooped by the St. Louis Police Department, I was wearing that motherfucking jersey, dog.
Wow.
So just on some random coincidental shit, yo. Like,
that's crazy, bro.
Ain't it, though, man?
Yeah.
Ain't it though? But yeah, man, you know how it is in the Midwest, man. Like, this shit, this racism shit is real. It's just more visible now, and that's really the difference, man.
Yeah, I think that's what scares people sometimes is that it's not that like racism has been around forever. It's not like it's something that we just. A lot of people think this is just starting to happen, and I'm like, no, this is not just starting to happen. This has been going on forever.
This shit we don't even think about no more, man. Like it's just ingrained in us. Like
yeah, like for us, it's like we are taught to, have your head on a swivel. We're taught to like, when it comes to the police, just don't put your hand in your pockets. Just try to be polite, and because they will shoot you.
No hesitation.
No hesitation, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, yeah, that shit crazy, man. Because I'm watching the election and everything, and of course, we were recording this a little bit earlier. It's actually the night after election night right now. They still don't know who the new president about to be, and I'm watching the 4 or 5 y'all president over here scrambling right now, man. Like he's trying to do all this other stuff. So, like
we probably still won't know who the president is tonight.
I doubt we will. I doubt we will, man.
But the president, like Trump, is like he's a hustler. He's like, I'm not going down like that. I'm a businessman.
Part of me is just like, man, come on, and then part of me has to respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're gonna go down with the ship. But when that motherfucker stops floating, like, what the fuck you about to do, bro? You got a life vest? You just gonna be, done for it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he gonna use every bullet clip he can find.
I expect nothing.
Run out.
Yeah, nothing will surprise me. If I wake up in the morning, he got that re-up, it ain't gonna surprise me one bit. It ain't gonna surprise me one bit. What's been surprising people is just how much, or like how divided the country is when it comes to the topic of the president. And like for you yourself, like let's say you were president for a day, like what would you do? Like, is there something that you would enact, or something that you'd pass, or like what would you do?
That is a very good question, because a lot of things is like we would love to like, hey, when in the 20s we're like, yeah, we want a world peace and like feed the hungry and everything like that. But then it's like the older you get, and then once you're actually like, because I'm like, I would go out there and I would actually help feed the homeless and things like that. Then you realize that that's not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder than you believed it to be when you're younger. So yeah, if I was president for a day, I honestly don't know, because I would love to, put in, acts to do certain good things, but reality will sink in that it's just not that easy. Because at the end of the day, it's hard to feed the world, and it's hard to get people rid of their guns, because we have laws that were back in the day before we really had things that were a little different now. So to me, it's like, I never truly understood. It's like, how do we expect to live the laws of the 1700s when we're in 2020? It's different. They didn't know we were going to have all this. They didn't know that we would have weapons that could like do all these things. Who would know that in that time?
Right. I agree with you 1,000%, man. Like something needs to change, man. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but something needs to update. It's 2020. Just like you said, we still running off this old system and shit, man. Like, and nothing's changing.
Yeah. Like, to me, it's like, I told like my friend today, I was like, when me and racism, I just personally, I don't understand it. I just don't have that kind of energy to hate anybody for no reason. Like, to me, or even if there was a reason, I'm like, I just don't understand that aspect. Like, to hate any culture for what? And it's like, growing up as a kid, it's like you've seen people hate people, but it's like, why are you putting all this energy in this for? Right. You don't even know me. Like, why you even doing all this? To do what? Who are you trying to prove? I never understood it.
Yeah, it's like that though, man. Some people need that shit for their ego, I guess. Like they need to feel like they're the underdog, and they want to see you. They want to see what you're up to, but they want to see you fall. You know what I'm saying?
Like to me, it's like to me, it's like a person will kill a person who's actually providing goodness in society, but you're not. If you're a person who has nothing but racism and hate in your heart, but yet you want to go after like a person that is trying to do all good in the world, pays their taxes, feed people, help people. So how are they wrong? Why do you want to kill and hurt that person? they're actually providing more to life. They're making the world better. All you doing is drinking beer and going home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's like if you're a person that complains that the country should be this or, screw this minority or whatever, but what are you doing to make it better? Like, what are you doing to even make your race better? If you're a person like that, what are you really doing?
It's about accountability, man. Like that's the beginning of it. Like, what are you doing? Like, how are you holding it down? And on top of that, like, it goes back to kindergarten for me, man. Like, treat people how you want to be treated. Like, it's really that simple for me. And like me personally, like, growing up in the middle of Kansas, like I went to a Catholic middle school, which I did not stand. Like my mom sent me there because she didn't want me to get in trouble. And I'm over here seeing racism, you know what I'm saying? Like I was one of maybe 3 minorities in the whole damn school. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with that shit. And, but I understand the opportunity she wanted to place me in, but you never know it until you see it, man. And it's right in front of your face, but people don't understand it, man. And it's like you and me, like we can see it because we've been raised in it. But let's say it's the white dude down the road. He has no idea some of the shit that is just like second nature to us.
Like me, I'm the same way. I was in Catholic school generally all my life. Like my parents, worked hard to put that money in to put me in Catholic school. And even when I went to high school, I went to Catholic school and I went to all boys school at that. And that's the first time that I truly, I went to all boys school. I was like, what was I thinking on that one? And I was like, because I'm like, I went there because they had the education there was stellar. So I was like, just trying to, you're always trying to, do good by your parents and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the place that I know has very great education because I know that's what they want from me. They want me to be a very educated person. So I went there. A lot of people that I knew was going there. So I was like, I'll just go there. But then that was the first time that I truly ever experienced like being like different in school because 70% of the school was white. Only speaking of us were like, Black and Hispanic or other, it was weird. It's weird, like feeling people would just look at you and hate you for no reason. I'm like, I don't even know you. And it's like I would have to watch my back when I leave school. I have to watch my back when I get on the bus to go home. I'm like, it was just a weird feeling sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, school is school. It ain't supposed to be a battleground at school.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's ingrained by people's parents too, man. So it's one of them things, man. Like, I don't ever see that shit ending. I'll tell you the truth with that shit, man. But hopefully it gets better and hopefully more people get exposed and hopefully like with the whole, blending of cultures and races and stuff like that, that'll make a betterment for what's going on, like for Ari's future. Because, my daughter's 5, man. Like, I can't imagine how it's going to be by the time she gets to be 25 out here, though.
Yeah. Like, I would love to think that the world would have progressed better, that we would have found a way where it's like, instead of putting people in division, just find a way to work together. Like, if you really look at it, we're not all that different. Like, does it matter that we may have a different religion or our language is different? Like, at the end of the day, we're all trying to provide for our families. We're all trying to work hard to do the right thing. If we would look at that, we're not that different.
Straight up, we all trying to grow old. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we all want to spend time with our loved ones. We all want to, just find our way in life. We all want some kind of a peace. That's it. Straight
up, man. Let's get back to the music, man, because we be talking about life, and I love this, and this is part of the whole reason why I decided to bring this to life, because like I said, I'm on the radio and stuff, and I only have a certain amount of time I can talk to people, and we got to talk about this or that. I can't be as uncut as I want to or ask the questions I want to sometimes, and that's the reason why I love what we're doing right here, man. So for one, thank you for being so open with what we're talking about, man, like for sure. But music, man, production. How did you get to start doing beats and producing and stuff? I know you say you used to DJ back in Chicago. Did you DJ first, or did that breed production from there?
So music came into my life because of my father.
Okay.
My father was the reason why I do music. I didn't want to do music when I was younger. I wanted to draw. That's all I wanted to do was be an artist. I just wanted to draw comic books. That's all I wanted to do. Like my dad was like really wanting me to play music because my dad he's a jazz musician. So he really wanted me to do that. He DJ'd when he was younger. Like he still got crates of records like in storage somewhere.
Nice.
Which I'm sure like I'll probably inherit one day. So yeah, it's like when I was like a kid, I had to take this freaking huge bass guitar, and I would, he would take me for lessons, and then I would go there in my room, practice my bass guitar, and then I did the wherever the family comes and see you, what you've been working on, and then like literally once it was over, I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. So it's like I fought music when I was younger. I was like, I don't want to do it, and art was all I wanted. But I guess once I DJ'd in Chicago with my friends, and I was just like, I had the passion for it again. And I really wanted.
Was it like a house party or what?
It was like a friend of ours wanted to go over to this girl's house who ended up being my wife, and she taught us how to DJ. And I was like, okay. I didn't want to do it because it was Chicago. It was cold. It was like wintertime. I was like, I don't want to go. And he's like, dude, we got to go. I was like, he's like, come on. I'm like, let's go. I was like, bro, I don't want to go. So I ended up fighting it like tooth and nail, but I ended up going. And I learned how to DJ and met my wife that night. And then it was just like, it was weird. And then I just started doing DJ stuff in Chicago, and that transitioned to me doing DJ stuff in Tampa. And then when I got here, is when I really started doing more production stuff,
Let me stop you right quick, man. So the night you learned how to DJ is the night you met your wife?
Yeah. My wife was the person that was a friend of mine's friend. And she was the person that was going to teach us how to DJ because she DJed since she was like 15 years old in clubs.
That's it.
So, she had her set up in the basement, and she was teaching how to DJ. Now, it's funny because when we first met, we hated each other. Like, we couldn't stand each other because I was like, didn't want to be there. I was tired. I'm like, my hood was over my... I was
giving that energy off.
Yeah, I gave bad energy, and I was like, I don't want to be here. But it's like, we just found that it's like, that she's not that bad. I'm not that bad. So, and it's like, you just started like, okay, then we were cool with each other. So it was weird.
That's a hell of a story right there, man. You fighting music for all this long, and the time you gave in is the time you met your wife. That's wow. You need to write a story about that one right there. Boy.
Yeah, I know, right? Facts. Yeah.
That's some movie shit right there. So when you started DJing, what was your first piece of equipment?
So she had a CD deck. So she didn't have like the Pioneers where you can just she didn't have that. She just had the pop-ups where you put the CD in and then you just press play and you can float back and forth to with CD. So that's really that's how I learned how to DJ. I didn't have the turntable and I didn't have like the Pioneer scratchers like they have now. So it was just straight CD deck, and I learned how to blend and transition and things like that. So yeah, that really taught me. I would say like a good percentage of producers have always been like probably from DJing or some kind of thing, because when you DJ, it forces you to learn how to pitch and blend. So that's how we understand how to combine sound so well, because DJing forces you to. Otherwise, it's going to sound like crap.
I'm actually surprised Spaceship hasn't started producing yet because of everything you just told me, man. Like, I remember when Wally stopped, like, Wally just took a whole nother step with it, man. Like,
yeah, he did.
I knew Wally as a producer, then he started DJing, and now he's DJ Wally. And that dude is everywhere.
Like, Spaceship, I think, would probably kill it in production because
I'm sure
he knows how to blend, and he has an ear for sounds. He will probably do amazing at producing. Like, I would definitely give him my full support on that because I think he'd kill it.
Yeah, I see it happening, man. He might just need to get like the program or something and go to work.
Yeah, I think we just need to give him like a machine or like Ableton and like, go ahead and do your thing.
Do something. Create some shit. Hey, that might be an idea, man. That might be an idea.
Exactly.
So if we were gonna have a DJ battle between you and Wifey, who's gonna come out on top?
Her. Even though we both rusty, I bet you she probably would kill it because her sound selection and her blending skills were always better than mine. So I believe that it will probably be her.
That's so fucking dope, man. Like that's like Brown Sugar to the next level right there, man. Like that's a hip hop love story right there for sure.
Yes.
Damn. All right, that's what's up, man. So let me flip side this one then, because you said that when you growing up, all you wanted to do was draw. So is that how you started getting into like the graphic design, or how did you get into all that?
Like when I was in so my original goal was to be a comic book artist. Like I just practiced. I even had my own little comic book. I had this comic book character called Urban, and it was the most weirdest character you've ever seen because it was this like guy in this leather jacket, and he had this huge zipper on his face. That's how he would take his mask off. He had this zipper that was literally on the middle of his face. He had like these dreadlocks, and that was my comic that I made. Like, you know, I made that. That was my own comic book character. So then I would just, you know, show everybody my character when I go to like my friends, or if I would go to these comic book outings, I would have that in my book bag.
Right.
And then it's like when I was in, I ended up transitioning to the suburbs when my parents got divorced, and I end up going to, then I go to all boy and girl school, and then I had a teacher in the computer lab, and he told me about graphic design. I really didn't know what graphic design was. I was just drawing, but then he was telling me that, you know, you can actually make money doing just graphic design. Like I just thought art was just comic books and paintings. I never realized that you could also do ads and stuff like that. I was like, I never thought of that. So that's why I started taking those courses when I went to college and started doing those graphic design classes as well. But I still wanted to be a comic book artist in the back of my head. But then it's like, you know how when you get to college, it's like more things started to open up. So you don't know where you're going to go, because then I like transitioned to so many different things because you never know what you want. Because at one point I even did film because I thought I wanted to be a music director like Hype Williams. So I took film for 2 years. So
how was that? How'd that work out for you? Yeah.
Fun. Film was a lot of fun. You definitely go broke quicker because when you're paying for like equipment or like your film, it's like, and then you got to do these locations because it's a lot of money, man. Film is not cheap. You know, drawing is just a sketch and a pencil, but film is like wardrobe and all this other stuff, and it was very expensive. And my pockets got thin real quick. You know? But yeah, it was fun.
One thing I appreciate about you is the quality of everything you do, man. Because like I'm like I said, man, I've been doing Ignite the Night for so long. Like graphics are everything to me when it comes to flyers, when it comes to logos, when it comes to videos, when it comes to merchandise. Graphics are everything to me. And in Tampa Bay, man, I've been seeing some weak shit, dog. And that shit bugs the fuck out of me, man. Because like I know so many people. I know at least 4 people that I feel comfortable referring anybody to. You're one of the 4 that if anybody needs graphic work, I'm going to drop your name, and whatever it is that they need, they're going to get it done, and they're going to get it high quality, man. So talk to me about like the importance of quality and the importance of branding in itself.
It's extremely important because once you have that out there, you can't undo it. You know, once you make that flyer or once you make that logo or that brand, that's it. Once the moment people see that, they've seen it. You can't undo it. You can't change their perspective of what it looks like. You already did it. You know, and it's one thing is like, you're right. It's like there are so many people that do weak designs. And I was like, why would you do this? Like if you have an awesome record, but yeah, you do the crappiest cover. I never understood that. Like,
oh my gosh.
Why don't you complete the task and just make it look right all the way through? You know? And I told a friend of mine, it is, yeah. Like I told a friend of mine who was like, because of my quality of skill, he was like, you are charging like not enough money for this stuff. He's like, it's people that are charging triple what you're charging. And I was like, I agree. But I was like, but I also told him, I was like, it'd be different. Like if I didn't have a job, then maybe I would charge that amount of money. But I was like, at the end of the day, I'd rather charge less so I don't like kill people's pockets so they can at least get a high quality graphic.
Right.
You know?
Right, man. And like I said, bro, like I appreciate you for what you do, man, because you be on point with it, man. Like I've seen, and especially lately, like you've been on your grind, man. Is it because of the Rona? Like you just been working extra, or like what,
Yeah.
man? Like I seen you like putting in work like these last few months, dog.
Rona has like I thought would make me work less, but in fact, Rona has made me work more, which is weird because I thought that people weren't going to do flyers or people weren't going to purchase any covers. I was like, oh man, I'm like, this year's going to be tough for me. But it's like, this has been one of my best years. And I hate to say it like that, but it's true. You know, it's like a lot of designers that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, this year has been awesome for us because people need to promote more for their work because they can't go and do it like, you know, face to face.
Hand to hand, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
sad to say that, you know, Corona had to happen like this, but, you know, as a designer, you know, our profitability like doubled. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
y'all
man.
in business right now.
Yeah.
But that's good, man. Because like I'm seeing you. Because I'm just thinking right here. Like I should have wrote this down and had this ready to ask you. But I'm like, yo, I've seen you drop this flyer. I've seen you drop this flyer. I know recently you just dropped the one for Twice and Fresh P, which you already know what that is. When I seen that, I was like, oh, we going some house party with it, man. I'm ready to
Yep.
see. I'm ready to see what's up with that, man. Because there's something about it, man. Like a fresh graphic to go with quality product is just like next level, man. That's what it takes to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people be bullshitting, trying to cut
Yeah.
prices and save money in their pockets, and really it's not even that much more expensive.
It really isn't. Like I told people, I was like, if you really look like, you know, hard enough, there's people out there, not just me, that can give you a quality graphic for not that much money. It's
Right.
like you really just need to like just spend the time looking for a person that can
Humble
do your
yourself,
artwork.
invest in yourself, man.
Yeah. Like just don't do sloppy work. Like make sure your stuff looks good. That's how you're gonna get people's attention. And I tell people, I was like, at the end of the day, it's like you can't give me an excuse for anything. I'm like, dude, I'm a creative director at a main job all day. I come home, I'm like, I do more side job stuff, and I make beats, and I end up going to bed 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to wake up at around 7, 8 o'clock. There's no excuse you can give me where you saying that you can't get it done. I call it bullcrap. Yeah, you can. You can get it done.
You got to figure it out, man. You got to work it into your schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, prioritize is what I call it, man.
Yeah.
Already with it. I want to who's an artist you have not worked with? Matter of fact, let's flip this out, man. Mainstream artists that you haven't worked with that you would love to produce for.
I would love to produce for J. Cole.
Mm.
You know, I think that J. Cole lyrically
J.
is
Cole on your beats would be ridiculous, though.
I know. I feel that way too. I'm like, I would love to work with J. Cole because I think that J. Cole is like lyrically like amazing, and I think that he's open to different kind of styles. You know, whereas like I don't have to just give him one style. I can just give him different stuff, and he'll love it. So I would love to work with J. Cole. And that'd be fun.
I think that's been a knock on Cole lately too. Is his beat selection, because he can definitely come harder with the beats, man. He kills everything he touches, but he can definitely come harder with the beats. So I can see that
but
one.
thing with J. Cole is that he does a lot of his own beats.
I know.
So that's the thing is like when he's an artist that does his own music, is like he's like, well, I don't
you
need
can't really tell him shit. Yeah.
No.
You gotta step away, bro. You gotta try something. Have Hit Boy do that shit. Have Bricks do that shit, man.
Exactly. And he's like, no, I can do it myself. I'm already done. I'm like, oh.
So J. Cole being the first name you throw out at me, that makes me think you hold him in high regard. So like of the rappers like in the mainstream right now, like give me just a few names of people that you really checking for.
In the mainstream market, like right now, I cannot stop listening to Griselda. I love them. Like I think that Benny Butcher and West Side Gun and Conway are just, dude, they're killing it. They're like to me the new Wu-Tang. You know, it's like they're just so gutter, man. Like I love it. You know, it's like to me, it's like, don't get me wrong, like I love the 21 Savages and the Baby. Like I listen to their music, But to me, it's like I'm just that person where I hate hearing repetition. Like I need different, you know, like once. So to me, it's like once one artist does the same kind of thing and it makes it big, then everybody just wants to, you know, mimic off of that. And I never get that. I was like, to me, in the 90s, it's like, I love the fact that if I got another person's CD, I'm not going to hear the same kind of music. I had a variety. So I was like, I don't understand. It's like, while now nobody wants a variety. They just wants to hear the same trap music style from everybody.
Same cadence and everything.
Yeah, like why would you want that? Like now it's like when Rod Wave came out, then everybody want to do the Rod Wave stuff. And I was like, so it's like, dude, like why don't y'all want variety? Like why don't you, like, to me it's like, if he's already done it, what makes you think that people want the same thing again?
Right.
I don't get that. Be different.
Right.
It's like they're so afraid of being different. I just don't get it.
That's tough, man. Because I feel a few ways about that. Like when it comes to being different, like people are afraid to step outside of that comfort zone that they've seen work. Yeah. And that's the problem. But they don't realize that, you know, maybe there is more over there, you know, that you can work with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like I've been in competitions where like dudes have played trap music the whole night, and that's all they played was a trap after trap after trap. Like I remember one time it was like me and Traxman was doing something at Crowbar, and people were just playing trap music all night long, just trap. And so me and Trax were the only ones that had the hard hitting stuff. And we were the only people that people came up to, was like, yo, that was amazing. You guys sounded great. Yo, it was like good. Everybody was like, so what about everybody else? I'm like, nobody went to anybody else after they played, but everybody went up to us because me and Trax had the stuff that I guess people wanted to hear. It felt good. We made music that wasn't like just the same all the way through. We made things that was like, oh man, that's cool.
Memorable.
Yeah.
You know, because if you hear the same stuff, and this is like the problem I have with Ross, like in the middle part of his career where he just kept picking the same beat over and over and over and over again. Like it all blends in together. You can't really, you know, differentiate it. Nothing really separates itself, man. So that's the difference. Like, especially with production, man, like Trax, man, bruh, beast. His R&B beats is next level. Like that's the dude I refer people to. Him and OP are my R&B beat people. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, like I believe it. I've seen plenty of beat battles where, you know, it'll be shit like the one we had at 5 Star where old boy came through playing like the pop shit. And it's just like, you know, we're used to hearing all this, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, you hear that sound, that explosion. And it's like, yo, what is this shit, man? It makes people look out like, yo, what is that?
Yeah. People are hungry for different. I don't know why producers are so scared of that. Like, get out of your comfort zone. Do things that sound different. It's okay. You probably sell more records that way.
I'm gonna call you out on this though, because I tried to get you to do Afro beats on the last challenge, and you was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna. Nobody likes this shit."
No, you're right. You're right. You know what? It's like I'm not a dude that, I'm not gonna lie. You're right. I'm not a person that does a lot of Afro beats. So for me, it's like that is not my comfort zone, and I will admit that,
me, man. Them shits
and I mean, I'll try. I'll keep trying at it, but it's like at least I'll give it a shot. But no, it's not. It's not me though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's all good though, man. What I know a lot of people out here like nobody knows this shit because we did this shit on our own, man. But I actually had you guys sample Baby Shark. And you killed that shit, bro. Like, like thank you for rising to the challenge, and thank you for issuing challenges to other producers too, man.
You know how many times I had to replay that sample over and over and over again to find out how I want to flip this thing, because I was like, I'm so sick of this song, and the fact that like I swear to God, I was cursing your name for a minute, Tone.
I bet.
How would Tone make us do the one song that we've heard over and over again.
Baby girl was jamming though. I'll tell you that right now. She's like, well, dang, what
Man,
the? Like, that's Baby Shark, baby girl.
we were like, why? Why would he do this to us?
Yeah. That change of pace, man. I love it, Doug. I love it, man. And that's the reason why I love like what y'all do, like as producers, man. Like, thank you for judging these beat battles that we've done like the past few times, man. Like, as a judge, like, what do you feel like you bring to the table, like to let the other producers, like, you know, just enlighten them? Like, what do you bring to the table as a judge?
To me, as a judge, you're giving them input on how to better expand their brand. Yeah, at least that's how I see it. To me, it's like when I'm a judge, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm not. I want you to succeed. Like I do. Like I don't ever want anybody that's getting judged by me to think that I'm trying to give you a hard time. At the end of the day, you're in a competition. I'm here to critique your body of work. So granted, like in a competition, you have to consider who are your judges and who is your audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because sometimes you make music that you make for yourself, for a competition is different. You're there to win. You know, that's how you got to think. You're there to win. Sometimes you have to bend your sound or change your delivery because at the end of the day, you're trying to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
So win. Go hard. You know, it's a lot of people that go in these competitions with soft beats, unmixed. You know, it's like they just and they're uninteresting. Like, why would you come to competition like with that? You know what we want. Do your research. Like the first time I was ever in a competition, I did my research. I looked on YouTube and seeing what beat competitions were like. And that's what I give my beats to. You got to put in the work.
People don't do that, man. They'll just show up because, you know, their partners have been hyping them. I've seen this shit happen many times. Oh, this is my first beat battle I've ever been in. All right, that's cool, but did you read the instructions? Like, what are we grading y'all on? What's the criteria? Did you even look at any of that? No. My boy told me that, you know, I got 3 fire beats. That's all you got? Like, we got a whole beat battle, man. You got to have 10, and that's been in the description. So you only bring in 3, you already fucked. Like, and it's just little shit like that, man. It's like this type of research. You hit on it all the way. Like, you're not going to go into a fight and not know who you're fighting.
Yeah. Like I had a dude that when we did it, 5-star, and he had played just like this trap song. He started. I was like, okay. I'm not judging him off of that, but I'm like, the song didn't do anything. It's like it was very low mixed. It had no interest in it at all, and he thought that he made the hardest beat ever. But I'm like, dude, like this is a competition. I mean, this ain't like if you want to listen to music in your car, this beat is perfect for that. But this ain't that. You're here to win. You're in a competition. Your beat should change up. It should have interest. It should make people want to just be like, whoa, what's that? But he didn't do that. And he was upset because he hit me up the next day, like basically calling me out. And I was like, you said whatever you want about me, but I told you the truth.
That's why I hate judging shit, man. Right there. Because people too thin-skinned these days, man.
Yeah. To me, it's like I got critiqued as an artist in design, as an artist in music. I never had not getting critiqued. You know, it's like ever since I was drawing, ever since I was doing music, I've always been getting critiqued.
Well, think about it like this. If they don't critique you, then they don't really give a damn. They don't care.
Yeah.
Like they're not even paying attention. Okay, that's cool. And just pass it on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
luckily for me, I came from a family that told you the truth. Like, that sucks. Like my family, we tell you the truth. We are not there to rub your shoulders.
You need that though.
Yeah. My family growing up, they tell you the truth. It's like you coloring and they're like, you can do better.
Man, so I know you just dropped this new project with H. I want to know, what else are you working on right now? Like, what's coming soon? What's in the pipeline for you?
Well, I got more music working on with H. So he's working on some more stuff for his next either EP or album. I'm working on a project with Eric where I'm actually rapping on it. It's my first time. I've never rapped before. I can write raps, but I've
All
never
these
spit
years.
raps.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
how
like
did it feel when you heard yourself in the headphones for the first time?
weird.
Yeah.
It was weird because I mean, granted, when you hear it, you're gonna be able to tell it's like I'm not a professional rapper because you could probably tell like, oh, he's just reading from the book. But I was like, I wanted to at least get that done in my life, where it's like I had at least an album or something that I was rapping on. So me and him, I told him I was like, let's do a joint project. And I had them call it Filthy Fiction. And it's just basically just talking just a lot of nonsense, but it's like none of it's true. Like I just like talk, I'm in a Benz or I'm in I don't have a Benz. Like I don't have all these gold necklaces, all these girls. Like I don't sell drugs. It's just fun. It's just being stupid, but it's being fictional. It's just having fun. And then I'm also trying to get my another project for me as well with different artists that I call Savage. So I'm trying to get that done hopefully by middle of next year.
Okay. We talking about different artists from out here or from where?
Different, a few artists from out here. A lot of artists that a friend of mine knows. And I have a cousin in Chicago who raps, so I'm getting him on that too.
Okay.
So yeah.
You got any names that you can drop for us from the Tampa Bay area?
Tampa Bay, I know I got Alaz on the song. And who else did I get? Honestly, I sent it to so many different people that I don't even remember.
Well, if you can remember any name, that's a good name to remember.
I do, because I'm jumping back and forth on so many projects that it's like I lose track of who got what. So I will have to get back to you on who got what, because honestly, I don't remember.
Are you looking for more artists to be part of that?
For now, no, because I've already I just kept it simple. Okay. So I've already collected the rappers and artists that I wanted and already sent them the beat to work on. So, but I'll always be working on other projects with other people. Like recently and I hit them up this week because I know I did a cover for Kano. And I was one day, I'll randomly start listening to artists that
another beast.
Yeah, Kano is I've listened to his music before, but as it's different when you're in the car and you listen, because you've been into competition, you've heard them at the stage, but you always not really.
That's one of my favorites, especially in St. Pete, man. He be holding the shit down. Kano's a different monster.
So I told Kano, I was like, man, you got to work. So I sent him some music for his upcoming mixtape. So I was like, me and him, I've never worked, and I'm like, I think we can do something. So hopefully,
I can't wait to hear that shit, man. Yeah. Like I said, your sound is just it's aggressive, man. It's that. I don't want to just label it as boom bop, but it's aggressive and it's it's hard hitting. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's straight hip hop. So, yeah, I could definitely see you and Kano getting down on that, man.
Yeah, maybe next year, if he really likes what I got going on, me and him could do a joint project like I did with me and H. We could do a Brixton Kano tape.
That'd be hot, dog.
Yeah, that'd be nasty.
Yeah, that'd be very nasty. What other artists? Is there give me two artists. Give me a male and a female artist out here in Tampa Bay that you would want to work with as well.
So I would love to get back and working with Mulani because I haven't had an opportunity. We were starting to, and then just a lot of stuff just happened with the pandemic and so we really didn't have an opportunity to reconnect again.
Okay.
So I definitely want to get back with her because I think that lyrically, I think she is amazing. I think she'll kill it. I think that she is very talented at what she does.
Very, very talented.
And I think she's one of those female artists that would definitely, show her presence to everybody, real soon. Because I think she can do it. And for another artist, who else would I wouldn't mind working with? I wouldn't mind getting back in the studio with Michael Joe May. I have a lot of fun with him but I would have to do more of an R&B style album with him, and it's
I think you should challenge yourself and do that shit, man. Whether it's for him or for whoever, I think you need to tap into the R&B and just go there. So I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah, me too. Because he's like me. He's quick with the lyrics and the writing, and it's like I think that's something that we can probably create a very great project with. I think we can do a very very good project together.
I can see that too.
So,
All right,
yeah.
that's two good names right there. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Okay. I'm talking with Brixton Bang right here, man. Amazing producer, graphic designer, man. Just on point, man. Like I love the I love the whole I can't say that. That's already a plausible comment in advance. So you're doing your thing. Let me put it like that. You're doing your thing, man. Because if you think about it, like you're a one-stop shop because you can actually like develop an entire artist when it comes down to it. Like if they wanted to get their brand right, they can get their logos through you, get their merch popping. If they wanted to get their sound right, they can get the production from you, get it mixed and mastered properly, and just the whole everything. You know what I'm saying? So I get the flyers together. Like you're that dude. So how do you approach people and let them know that you're that dude, or how should they approach you if they need that dude?
So me is like I've never advertised. I've never had a need to. It's just like I always thought in the beginning that I needed to, but it's like I never had to. It's always been word of mouth with me. Everybody talks about like go here or go see Bricks. Like how you say you have your top 4, and then somebody's like, and then I always see like Tone recommend me or whatever. So I never have to advertise because I got 100 people that are already doing it. So it's like every week I always get a new project. Like I'm never not busy.
That's
like every
up,
week
man.
I get a new project or like a new client that comes in that found me or heard me from somebody else. So it never stops. Like I've never had to put a banner saying like, come get a logo here or flyer here. It's like, I always get people. So that's a good thing. I'm very.
That's a very good thing.
Yeah, I'm very appreciative of that. Very blessed for that. So I appreciate that.
All right, I want to play some music, but we're gonna play the music on the way out of here because we're already about to go to overtime. I told you we'd be talking, man. You ain't even realize how long we've been talking. We've been having a good time. But I want to ask you this: like, I know we had talked about like having like a crew battle, like a team battle when it comes to producers. So I want you to give me 3 producers that you would want to have on your team to go to battle against anybody.
So definitely had to get my man Wiz. I definitely was because I know Wiz will come up with something like stupid crazy. And I definitely want to hit up Miles, man, because I'm like he's very good. Like when I was in the studio with Miles, he was doing his thing. And it was Wild Child. So I'm sorry, I didn't use his producer name. My apologies. Wild Child. So I just have a tendency
government name all out there.
Yeah, so like Miles, who's Miles?
I ain't about to
Wild
edit
Child.
that out either, dog. I'm call him Miles.
And Wild Child he's very talented. You know what I'm saying? He was like coming to me, he's like wanting to know how I do my drums. He's like, man, your drums are always so hard. And I was like, yeah, dude. I'm like, try to give him a few pointers. I'm like, I'm more than happy to sit with you and, get your drums a certain way. Because I think that, like, musically, he's very talented. And I would love to do more stuff with him. So I would definitely have him on the team because I think that he'll come up with quick stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's one more person.
One more person. See, it's so many producers that I know that it's like I don't want to offend by not putting anybody in.
You're gonna hurt somebody's feelings.
I know that. I'm gonna hurt somebody. Yo, you could pick me,
right?
But it's like it's not like that. I don't even know. I think I would honestly go with Wally because I have so much respect for Wally, and I've known Wally for a long time, and I know that Wally is like. He'll find me the craziest sample that I can flip, which is like what I would want. I'm like, Wally would be my sample hunter. I'm like, yo, find me like the craziest, like, he'll find me something he heard off like the Batman animated series or like from like Wonder Woman cartoon from back in the day. And I'm like, man, I ain't even heard that before. And then we'll just kill it, So, yeah.
It's a pretty strong team.
Yeah.
Now, you and Wiz did the assembly line together, man. What happened with the assembly line? And is there any plans to bring it back in some capacity or what?
So I know a lot of people have asked me that because they were like, yo, it's like, we guys still doing the assembly line? So we definitely want to bring it back, but we dropped it not because of the fact that it wasn't doing well or because we didn't have the time. It was just more because I know Wiz was trying to do, he wanted to go back for his education, which I strongly supported. Like I wanted him to get his degree. I wanted him to, because he wanted to go for music. And I told him, yo, do music business. I'm like, don't go just for production because I'm like, you already know a lot of
right.
You know, it's like you
got to make it work for you.
Yeah, you already know production. You don't need to go for that. I told him just focus on business because then you'll not only be able to sell your stuff, you'll be able to sell your artists and stuff too, and you'll succeed. So I was like, there's no way, dude, you're going to be able to handle these college assignments and the assembly line on Saturday. Because I can tell you right now, with college, you doing it online, that's a lot of work. And it's like, I don't want you to be having a commute back and forth or whatever, because if you have to go, because you're in Full Sail, and I'm like, if you got to go to Full Sail in Orlando, and then you're trying to rush back here for assembly line, that's going to exhaust you out. And that's not fair. I'd rather him, you know, I'm like, I hate that fact we got to close the show, but I'm like, I would rather you do that and succeed than just trying to kill yourself with all this stuff you're trying to, you know, balance. Because I mean, you got family and work and like school. I'm like, dude, it's too much. I don't want you to burn out. That's too much.
You got to respect that, man. Y'all did your thing with Assembly Line, though, man. It was very
fun,
creative and original podcast. Like all the episodes are still up there, so y'all can still find it, man. But you know, they specialize in bringing other producers on and, you know, doing work pretty much, man. It's a magical thing. So I'm hoping
people were really surprised that we were able to create on the fly. They're like, man, how did you guys like just do that? I was like, when you've been doing it for as long as we have. They just haven't
been in the building with like a real producer before, man. Because I love coming just to the studio, like just hang out. Like I remember just chilling with Tachi, and you know I'll just go over there, have a beer or whatever, and just watch him create something like that.
Yeah.
Like yo, y'all can do that quick.
Yeah.
It happens that quick, man. It's whatever's in y'all's head. Put it down, add to it, and roll with it, man. Like it's an amazing thing to watch play out in real life.
Like I love watching Tashi work. When he was still here, like in Tampa, I was like, I would go to the studio and I would watch him and do his thing. And you're right, he is very quick at what he does, and he's really good. You know, I learned a lot of things that I didn't know how to do, you know, until Tashi showed me. You know, so the man got skills. If y'all know about Tashi, y'all need to learn because he's good.
For sure. Gosh. Yeah, he's in Atlanta now, man. Shout out Tachi, man. I want you to drop your social. Oh, you already know he's about to, man. That's just another destination for all of us too, man. Like Atlanta ain't that far, and I know we've all been to Atlanta for work already, so it's nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yep.
But I want you to drop your social media information for anybody that needs to find you and needs to get some of that work, man.
It's Brixton Bang everything. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram is literally Brixton Bang. At Brixton Bang everything. So yeah, you put in at Brixton Bang, you'll find me.
Straight up, man. Once again, I want to thank you for helping judge these beat battles. I want to thank you for helping me create producer content. You know, because the virtual idea that we did for the producer thing was a lot to do with you too, man. Like it wasn't just all my idea. We worked it all out together. So I want to say thank you for that. And then, you know, the Tonedeftestimonies intro, you killed that. Like, just thank you for the work that you have done, man. Like you're so on point with things, man. Like, and oh man, I appreciate you so much, bro. Like what's one of these songs off the Corona Kid you want me to, what's the hardest track on here?
So I would say my hardest track to me, at least to me, you know, I mean, the Franklin one was hard, but to me, like Wu-Tang is always my favorite because I had to find a way to mix the drums differently than I normally do because I wanted it to have that feel like if RZA was doing it back in the day.
Okay.
So like Wu-Tang, because I had to actually like go through the Kung Fu movies. I actually chopped up samples from Kung Fu movies to put in it. So I was really trying to do something different than I normally have done, to just trying to do it in the way that RZA would do it. So to me, that's always going to be one of my favorite tracks off the album.
I think that's perfect, man. That's a perfect way to end this right here. We're going to play Like Wu-Tang on the way out of here, produced by Brixton Bang. The homie H, A-Y-C-H is how you spell his name. A dope lyricist, and the two of them together have a project called The Corona Kid. How did The Corona Kid even pop off, man? Like, how did that even happen?
So me and H is like, I'm always messing with him because I always keep telling him, like, you're a beat hoarder. Because I was like, you're always like giving beats, but you never do anything with them. And he's just like, it was like a running joke between me and him, because I was like, he loves all the music that I do, but I was like, you just hold on to it forever. And then 5 years later, I'll hear that music. I'm like, dude, like, I got more music than that. Like, my skills have increased. But he would just hold on to it forever. And he was like, wanted us to do a joint project for a while. And then, you know, the Corona happened. And then we was like, he wanted to call it the Corona Kid. But then we wanted to specialize it where it's like, it's just that it has that feel to it, you know, and have like those Asian samples, like a lot of like just 90 kind of feel to it in a way with how we developed that project. Like we really wanted something that was just different overall, you know, just something that was like fun. So yeah.
I love it, man. Like I said, it feels too short, man. I'll be listening and then it'll be over and then I'll be like, damn, I'll be riding still. I'm still riding like, yo, now what I'm supposed to listen to. Like, okay, let me hit play on
it. Right.
But yeah, man, this is the best way to end this one. Thank you again for taking time out to talk to me on the Tone Deaf Testimonies. We're going to play Like Wu-Tang on the way out of here, the homie Brixton Bang. And yeah, man, that's what it is.
Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate it.
All day, bro.
Let's go, bitch. This ride you on my waist, check out the kickback. This Chun-Li on my dick, met at a kickback. Me and all my ninjas just silent, violent, looking for licks. You shining, taking your chains, can't get your shit back. Once upon a time when niggas was fighting, I was driving cars with Fox, no license. I was street fighting, feeling like Bison. Arms crossed, hat low, left hook 'em like Tyson. Money start coming, I'm rapping and shit. My niggas still thuggin', they trapping and shit. Throw some shows with the bros, they taxing and shit. Can't score off that, hit shot with the bricks. Cash rules everything around me, I'm feeling like Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me, I'm feeling like Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me, I'm feeling like Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me, I'm feeling like Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Stuck inside this house, phone glued to my hand. Looking at my bills, I'm down a couple bandages. Kobe in the clutch, you chumps don't understand this. Jordan on rush, push off, but call me champ. When you at this level, they ain't calling that foul. You be in the crowd, mad like wow. The only niggas hate me, jealous and broke. Talk about me so much, they bitch want me to stroke. Get a bag, keep a bag, that's what life taught me. You be hot, then you cold, you like iced coffee. Keep a stash put away, you gon' need that. On my Starbucks, I know where the cream at. Cash rules everything around me, I'm feeling like Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me, I'm feeling like Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me, I'm feeling like Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me, I'm feeling like Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.
1年多没见，怎么一点长进都没有？
This is Tone Capone.
And DJ Spaceship.
And Saturday nights from 10 to midnight, we bring you Waves of the Bay. Right here on WMNF 88.5 Tampa.
With the hottest interviews, the hottest music.
You can submit your music for the Tampa Baywatch segment at wavesofthebay.radio@gmail.com or follow us on all social media at Waves of the Bay.
Every Saturday, 10 to 12. Make sure you come and ride the wave.
Yes, sir.